Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spark Your Vision, where we invite business leaders from various industries to share with us their experience and insights. Before we begin, let me introduce the team. My name is Chen, and I will be the host for today's show, along with my co-host No. No, please say hi to everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is No.
And without further ado, let me introduce our two special guests today. Annis Chu, the sales manager of Conquer Electronics, and Zoe Chen, the supervisor of the overseas sales department. Conquer Electronics is one of the leading fuse designers and manufacturers in the world. And in today's episode, we will learn how Conquer stays innovative, as well as continue to explore new opportunities in new industries while thriving in the new normal. Okay, so hello, ladies. Thank you for coming on the show today. Before we begin, Annis, please briefly introduce yourself as well as Conquer the company.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anis. I like to play badminton and jump rope in my leisure time, and I also like to study Chinese classics on the weekends. I'm the second generation of Conquer. So it's my first company, yes. And it's been 20 years. It's not easy to go through that, but I'm glad I have so much good memories, and it's worth of it.
Good, very good. And then Zoe, please also introduce yourself as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zoe. I'm mainly in charge of overseas sales department, and I've been working here about over 6 years now. And I'm glad to be able to share with you guys about Conquer.
Anna's just mentioned, right? She likes badminton. I do too, actually. So maybe we can play badminton one of these days. It was quite interesting because I noticed that in the past, before as the sales manager, you were actually in other departments as well. How does that help you become a sales leader, especially now as well as moving forward?
As you know, that I was the second generation of Conquer. So actually, I was requested to come back and start working after graduation of university. And at the time, it was not easy because Conquer was still a very small-scale company. Everyone needs to take in multitask. I was then assigned to take different jobs. For example, like international purchasing, international safety approval application, and overseas sales. Yeah, and I need to figure out all those working process by my own. I don't remember how many nights I was sitting in office and with struggling mind and yeah, and those experiences really helped me to lead my team now. Especially when we are facing some difficulties, we need to have strong determination and we need to build a really good relationship with our customers.
A lot of the second generation professionals, they have to go through the experience in different departments to go through that training to understand, for example, from quality, from safety, from procurement, and then of course ultimately to the sales department, right? So I think that's usually a very good a process and also a very good experience to go through.
Yeah.
And then so of course today our other guest Zoe, it looks like you spent some time in the States. And share with us, how does that sort of help you becoming that oversee sort of the person in charge and helping to promote Conquer abroad.
I think apparently I was learning from my past decades working experience.
Yep.
Especially I been looking in China, couple different cities like
Okay.
Huizhou, Guangzhou,
Yep.
Kunshan, Shenzhen, and Shanghai.
Yep.
Every place I stay about like 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
And then go to stay. It's
Okay.
about 1 year.
Okay.
So during that time,
What state were you in in the state?
In Texas.
In Texas.
Austin.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
Austin, yeah.
south of states.
Very beautiful place.
Right, it's very hot. Yeah, right. And during that time, I need to working, with Asia and daytime with my state's work.
Yeah.
So I think during that experience, I also learned, like global business,
Yep.
how to work together like a team player.
Yep.
And especially I've been through different industrial, like cable assembly, connectors, and also like working with IC provider.
Okay.
And also I learn how to connect all different industry, like in the circle systems.
When you're working, especially when you're in the States, you're also working in like Taiwan times. I'm always like that, to be honest. Whenever I go to business trips in the United States, I'm always working in the U.S. time as well as the Taiwan time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's really no time for sleep, to be honest.
No,
Yeah, you're working
no.
24 hours.
Yes.
So I think that's one of the difficulties sometimes, and furthermore the responsibilities as a overseas supervisor, sales too. To be honest. So, but I think you've gone through that already. So that's an experience that you had before, and it will definitely help you, in terms of helping the Conquer operation. As we all know, these past 3 years has been difficult for the entire economics, right? Because of the pandemic and with the new normal. Can you share with us how did that affect Conquer's business, as well as how were you able to overcome that?
It was quite difficult actually when we cannot see face to face. Luckily, our marketing department worked very hard and they tried to find some solutions. Actually, have held more meetings with our overseas customers online. Even though the working progress was almost delayed or almost no any progress at all, but the relationship really keep warm between us.
During these past 3 years, there was a lot of digital transformation. You guys did something that's, I would say, very, very unique, especially from an electronic manufacturer perspective. You guys recently launched I believe, AR, augmented reality app, which is very, very interesting. And in fact, please do share with our audience. I mean, what was the motivation behind that?
Learning our product is actually a very boring thing for me personally. So yeah, I don't know others, but for me, initially, yeah, I think it's a boring thing. So we were thinking how to make it easy and interesting for our customers to learn. And based on our years of experiences, we also combined AR, VR technology. So the industrials, including automotive, 5G telecommunication, energy storage system, and cloud server. And our information will be updated time to time, so they're always receiving the most latest information when they check out the app. Our customers, they can learn the fuse application more easily.
Very interesting. I mean, because of course you started out saying that learning about fuse products is difficult, right? So based on that experience, you went about creating an experience for your customers.
Yep.
Not only to learn about the newest products, but also, learning the fuse design and, the whole process in general.
Yep.
Your product offering and also educating them about fuse. I think, that's a very, very innovative idea,
Yep.
to help that engagement with your customers. Okay. Yeah, is there something that you want to show us? Yeah, I noticed you
Yeah.
have the app on.
So this is our app,
Yeah.
and once you download
Okay.
from the stores, then you can see there's 4 applications:
Yeah.
automotive, this is energy storage,
Yeah.
5G telecommunication, and cloud server.
Okay.
Yeah. You click on automotive, and there's some selections you can see. So you can just first see AC or DC,
Yeah.
which one you are interested in.
Yep.
And then if you see AC, let's say AC charger section, so you just click on that.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
the red line is clicking, so
Yeah.
you can see these parts. Or the other one, yeah, you can see always which part is that. Yeah. And then if it's too small, you can
Enlarge
click
it.
on the focus, so
Okay.
you know this is car light.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you click the car light, It will show you the product and its spec.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very clear, you know, which product you can select and to apply for this application.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you can also enlarge that if you like
Okay.
and turn around for that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you guys work with a lot of engineers in your customer. Yeah, engineers love these kind of stuff.
Yes.
They like to play games on their cell phone. They like
Yes.
to
Yes.
they live with their cell phone, right?
Right.
So
Right.
for you, I
Right.
think by having, provide this type of information and then furthermore facilitating them to learn about your applications
Yeah.
and having that engagement aspect of it, I think
Yeah.
it's really good in
Yeah.
terms of, sort of transferring that information to your customers.
Yes.
And I think you guys are, I would say, probably one of the fewest, the first ones to do this
Right.
in the
Yeah,
electronic manufacturing. Yeah, so that is awesome.
Yeah.
Moving to our next topic, which is right now one of the the hottest topics in business, ESG, right? And usually when we're talking about ESG, here on Spark Your Vision, we like to not only discuss what you guys are doing, but also share with the audience some of the statistics and trends that's currently going on. And so I'm gonna pass this part to my co-host Nono to share some of that statistics. Okay.
Okay. Due to the continuous changes in the global climate and environment, ESG now is an important topic, especially on how to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and achieve a sustainable environment. According to a survey conducted by DBS Bank and Bloomberg, around 92% of small and medium-sized enterprises are willing to focus on sustainability as they form part of global supply chains. In Taiwan, we also announced the initiative of net zero carbon emissions by 2050. I want to ask Anis, in order to keep up with the competitors, what is Concor's strategies for reducing carbon emission in the future?
Concur has been implementing energy saving and carbon emission programs since 2010. We also organize CSR team in our company since 2017. We noticed that electricity consumption is the highest percentage of carbon emission. So less electricity, less carbon emission.
Yep.
In the past 11 years, we have been successfully reduced 54% of carbon emission. Yeah, and actually saving quite amount of electricity cost. Yeah. Starting from 2022, we noticed that we are actually at some bottleneck. We started to look for some consultant company to make several big change, including like we adopting intelligent monitoring system instead of manual monitoring and inspection, and also some equipment upgrades. For example, like we are replacing office air conditioning units to variable frequency units. And we also upgrade our high frequency welding devices instead of traditional soldering ways. Yeah, and we also change all the office lights to LED lighting. That really helps us to reduce all this, and it's approximately we reduce like over 100,000 kilowatts electricity and 70,000 tons of carbon dioxide emission. We are now renewing ISO 14064 certificate, which is for greenhouse emission. And we also the second one in electronics industry in Taiwan who apply for ISO 5001 certificate, which is for energy management system.
As we are discussing ESG, another key component of ESG is social. Many companies are now recognizing the importance of community engagement. In a study of 250 companies, 28% of total corporate social giving was directly toward education programs. As a company and a member of society, how does Conquer find its place in the community and furthermore create a positive impact?
Okay. Fuse is passive component. It's usually needed to protect overcurrent devices safely and silently. So we call it silent protector. Yeah. And even though it is always working silently, but we need to think opposite way. We need to actively bring out the importance to our customers and people to know. Yeah. So externally to our customers, we always prioritize the safety, and also to our suppliers, we also fulfill the responsibilities in order to maintain long-term relationship. Internally, we are taking care of our employees, including hosting some sports activities constantly, and hosting the blood donation every year constantly, and also donating for family support over 10 years already. Yeah. And in order to bring out the importance, knowledge, how to use electricity in life, we also collaborated with library to organize some children courses, and we teach the children how to use electricity in life. In the future, we will organize also the mountain or the beach cleanup in order to give back the society. Yeah, and this is very important that we will continue to do, and also provide a better environment for our second generation.
Very interesting. I mean, not only is Conquer a practitioner of ESG, as you mentioned before, you guys, through the process, you guys were able to save, I believe, yeah, you said like 54%
Yes.
of electricity, which is, I mean, that's hugely, hugely positive in terms of reducing the carbon emission, first of all. And then secondly, from the social perspective, it looks like not only are you providing for your own employees, but also bringing some of that learning, that knowledge into sort of the external environment, sharing with them, you know, the importance of the, you know, Fuse, the applications and all that. And they could be potentially future customers of
Yes.
Conquer,
Yeah.
right? So you
Right.
start them out early.
Right.
So I think that's really good. That's really good. I think
Yeah.
you guys are really, you know, a good role model in terms of, you know, the ESG planning as well as the execution aspect. Yeah. So Conquer has been in business for, I believe, over 45 years, right?
Right.
And to some extent, that's definitely a very good milestone for a lot of companies. Please share with us your company's key to success, as well as the secret to longevity. Yeah.
I believe you might be remember almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Lots of Taiwanese factory they move out to China.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But Conquer made a big decision about stay in Taiwan. We would like to create more value for this land, so we have our own R&D
Okay.
and automation line, and even automation line we designed by ourselves. That will be the major part of the value. I mean, we can control everything in-house
Yeah.
to provide more even quality product, quality service to customer, and even more flexibility to customer. During past 45 years, Conquer has become number one fuse manufacturer in Asia Pacific.
Yes.
That's why, because we have the wide product portfolio
Okay.
for covering like chip fuse, SMD fuse, cartridge fuse, power fuse, all made in-house, 100%, and over 98% by automation machine.
So not only are you 100% manufactured in Taiwan, but you know, from the very beginning, from design and all, you know, the whole entire process is really much rooted in Taiwan.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very good. But that decision must have been very difficult. I mean, because like you said, 30 years ago, a lot of companies were making the decision to go, you know,
Yeah.
across and go to China. But you guys, of course, obviously decided to stick around. And then furthermore, now after, you know, 30 years later,
Yeah.
you know, it shows. I mean, the results, right?
Yeah, I think our president already see a long-term vision
Yes, 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 yes.
back that time.
Yeah. Okay. Very forward thinking.
Yes.
Okay, I must
Right.
say. Okay, and then aside from the consumer electronics industry, what other applications are you guys engaging? Obviously, I mean, we would like to expand our market, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
we once again, I think with Fuse, I think there is many applications that can be applicable, I guess.
Right, right,
And so,
right.
what other applications are you guys looking into? And furthermore, what are some of the applications you guys are, trying to penetrate to help expand that?
Of course, EV is the major market in the world. I
Yeah.
think in the whole world, and it's European market already announced their need to transfer all their vehicle to electronics, right, in 2035, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, right. So so that is the major one we are focusing, and I think the new energy is including ESS,
Okay.
new energy systems, and also 5G, and also like server cloud, and because everybody need to
Store their data, yeah.
store their data, and so server power circuit protection become very important
Yeah.
because those data
sure.
was very valuable for customer. Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of industries that I just mentioned, right? EV, server, and what's your strategy on it? In terms of actually being successful in entering those applications and
I
industries.
think just what I just mentioned, that our portfolio including like chip fuse, SMD fuse, cartridge fuse, and power fuse.
Okay.
So if you really think about those our portfolio, we can use in EV itself,
Okay.
and also external like charging station.
Okay.
Both can be used like to onboard charger, and also like BMS, battery management system, and also like a lot of DC-DC converter it's on vehicle itself, and also like the power fuse can be used on charging station, like the fuse over there.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I read somewhere that at Concur or in Concur, we aim to at least introduce 25 new products every year,
Yeah,
right? And then furthermore, I understand you guys have over 100, patents
Right,
secured globally, and so that to me is very impressive in a sense of you guys focus a lot on the technology and the innovation as well as even the intellectual property and all that stuff. So given the competitive nature, because as we know, electronic industry is always very competitive. How do you continue to stay in that lead position? Because as you mentioned, you're currently the number one or the leader here in Asia Pacific. How do you continue to stay in that lead position?
First of all, I think market searching will be the major job for our engineer product developing. Especially we have about 25 senior engineer in our team.
Yep.
So they not only just design the product, also trying to make our own pattern as well. Of course, we'll consider the market trend to developing the product to suit the market on time.
And in the past, I understand Concur does spend a lot of the planning and focus on some of the trade shows as well. So, I mean, share with us. I mean, what are some of the plans coming up? Maybe some of the things that our audience could sort of look forward to. Not only engaging with the AR app, which is always good, right? Because it's very convenient, but also get to see you guys in person is always a plus in terms of business development. So
Yeah.
please share with us your industry exhibitions, plans, and upcoming events that you
Yeah.
guys will be at. Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Coming one will be PCIM.
Okay.
That'll be in Germany
Okay.
in May. And also we have some visit plan to visit customer in Asia Pacific, like
Yes.
Vietnam. And also we have some online show.
Okay.
Also like power up. Like major topic will be related to power, but hosting by EE Times.
Okay.
Yeah, the major market will be in Europe and United States.
Sounds like you guys are going to be at, in the North America, as well as Europe, as well as in Southeast Asia, right?
Right, that's
So there's
correct.
always going to be an opportunity for
Yes.
you to be able to meet customers around the world. Anything other, like what other marketing activities aside from traditional trade shows do you have in store for us?
We do have some building up our entire new website
Okay.
in order to raise up our SEO searching ranking.
Based on what you guys learned these past 3 years, to continue to promote, the digital marketing aspect of it, potentially the reach is even wider.
Right.
Right. So I think, the face-to-face, the digital marketing, I think is a perfect combination for Conquer, potentially for the next 45 years.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to bring, because, I'm going to bring the question back to Ennis again. Ennis,
Your turn.
yeah, there you go. So I didn't forget about you. You're still in my mind. Okay. So, Ennis, I usually like to ask, one of your life models is everything is possible. Okay, which is very, very positive and it's very, very, very encouraging. And furthermore, I think it's very, very appropriate, especially this time. Can you share with us, how can they maximize their potential in 2023 and then furthermore achieve that impossible?
For software and hardware of our body, our software is our mind. Yeah, so you just try to keep, you try to have some religious. I think a religion is very important to help everybody, each single person. Like me, I'm very interested in that, even though I'm not studying, very hard, but actually I always take my time and at least once a week.
Yeah.
I will go to some courses and
Okay.
I attend. And after that, you feel, every
Refresh.
your pressure is released and you're very happy to see your family. When you go back, you bring a very positive energy back to them. And hardware part, I think exercise is also very important because nowadays people don't exercise at all. Yeah, actually, we are all very kind of lazy and always want to stay at home and do some easy parts. But I think it's really help you to release your pressures, and you will find that people to get more healthier after exercise. So I think both software and hardware we need to bring like that. Yeah.
No, I like the way you put it. Yeah, software and hardware,
Yes.
right? Yeah, you got to have a good balance between the hardware and software
Yeah,
part.
Right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
perfect. So
Yeah.
moving forward can only be better.
Right.
And then, but just to make sure that you
Right.
have to, have that necessary balance between hardware and software.
Yes.
Okay. That actually reminds me of similar to Conquer's slogan. Can you share with our audience, Conquer's
Yes.
slogan?
Our slogan is "Go further, go conquer."
Oh, there's perfect. I think that's a perfect end to wrap up our session for today. Thanks, Annis and Zoe, for your time today. It's been our pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And thanks for sharing with us or our audience not only some insights in terms of the current trends, but also share with us what are some of the things that's currently going on at Concur and how we can learn from Concur and also hopefully in the future work with Concur as well. So that's all for today's show, and thanks for listening. And make sure to subscribe to the podcast and channel for more trending insights from business leaders around the world. And also do leave your comments and feedbacks. And if you like our show, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. And you can always follow us on LinkedIn as well as Facebook for the latest shows as well as special podcast teasers. Thank you, everyone, and see you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.